kind of jumbled a bit with regard to this particular movie that I'm going to do a review for, mostly because I saw it a while back. It's been several weeks since I watched this. Goodness, I couldn't even tell you when, but it's been a good while. So my memory's a little fuzzy. I didn't have time to rewatch it. I've been meaning to make a review of this forever, but then I've been meaning to make a review of different films for a long time, but it's just, life has been hectic and crazy, and I just haven't really had the time or the umption to actually go ahead and do a review of some of the videos or movies that I watched a while back. Well, that was long and rambly for an intro, but anyway, I did a reaction and review to this, the trailer for this several months ago, and I remembered that I was interested in it, and I can't recall where it was that I ended up seeing it, but it showed up. It showed up somewhere, and I was able to watch it. I couldn't tell you now where. I don't remember if it was Hulu or Amazon or someplace, but I was able to check it out. So my first impressions of it, I have mixed feelings about this because to me, there were some pretty interesting elements to it, and then there were some other elements to it that kind of affected how I felt about it. So I'll say that it was decent, but in some ways it felt anticlimactic at the end. And it almost seemed like, well, it was like a mixture of like a sci-fi sort of character drama is what it was. And the premise of the story is these friends are out in the field somewhere, and if memory serves me correctly, and something falls and they take it home, and it ends up being some type of alien thing, and it attaches itself to, I believe it's this guy's brother, who is, oh gosh, he's one of the Hemsworth brothers. Luke? Maybe Luke, yeah, Luke. Thank you, poster. Luke, it attaches itself, as you can see here, to his neck. It shows this in the trailer, I believe. And he has been paralyzed because he was in an accident. And this lady right there that it showed was his ex-wife, or maybe they're just separated. I can't recall, but they were estranged because something had happened that tore them apart, and it was the accident was the reason why, but it had destroyed their relationship, and so they were separated. But he still loves his wife, and he misses her, and he wants her back, and she's just determined to move on with her life. But anyway, there's different things going on in this movie. These the FBI agents are trying to find where this pod has gone to, or whatever it is that fell from Earth, and they are tracking down the people that had been there when it landed, and they want to get it back, obviously. So they know what this thing is about. And the Liam Hemsworth and his friend and brothers, they are also kind of trying to figure out what it's about. But Liam, did I say Liam earlier? Luke. When it attaches itself to the back of his neck, sorry, my neck is bothering me. When it attaches itself to the back of his neck, he gains the ability to walk because he'd been paralyzed because of this accident. And so he's really liking this. And this older guy here, he's like a professor guy that the people they go to him to try to find out, figure out what's going on with this pod. They're also trying to evade the FBI agents that are coming after them. So kind of a bunch of different little sub-threads and things going on. And I liked the storytelling in that regard. I liked how it was piecing together a bunch of different things and showing things from the different perspective of the characters. And I was trying to figure out, now, where is this going to go? Like, what's going to happen? The FBI's people, are they going to take the pod, take these people into custody because they've been witness to something that they're not supposed to, and a lot of the cat and mouse stuff that was going on during the film of the people trying to, kind of skirt around the FBI and these agents and everything. So then when it comes to the climax, I was quite interested the whole time I was watching it, just mostly trying to say, okay, what's going to happen? Where is this leading? What is the point and the purpose of this? And I have to say that as much as I enjoyed it and appreciated it up until that point, it felt like the ending, it just felt like it left a little bit to be desired. It was leading you up to it and it felt very suspenseful. And then when this thing happened, I was like, okay, that's interesting, but I still feel like there's a bit more, like it just kind of ends and that was it. And so that made me feel a little disappointed. And I don't know if maybe that was the way the original screenplay was, or if there were some things that had been cut out that might have made it feel a little bit better fleshed out at the end. I don't know. But I mean, I don't regret that I watched it, but I just felt like the ending lacked something. And, I mean, I don't really know how else to describe it, and I don't want to say too much because I don't want to give it away. I mean, I'm not trying to discourage anybody from seeing this. You may enjoy it more than I did. You may not like it, at all. I don't know. It doesn't have the best ratings, but it's a low budget sort of indie type film, and you can tell it's low budget. The audio, the camera work, the way scenes are set up, the lighting, stuff like that. It's very obvious that it's not like a super big studio, high-end budget type of thing, which to me, if the story's decent, that doesn't, I mean, yes, I notice it and it can kind of sort of bother me a little bit in the beginning because I'm so used to things that are more polished looking and sounding and feeling. But if the story is good enough, it can convince me to hang around. And so because I had seen the trailer for this, I was interested to watch the whole thing. And, I had these different thoughts about it, like I said, but enough that I wanted to make a review about it. So this is kind of a mixed review, you guys. I didn't hate it. I didn't absolutely love it. I don't really regret that I watched it. It was something that I had playing while I was working, but the work I was doing at the time, I was able to pay attention. So I knew what was going on. And there were several times where I would stop my work to sort of like, watch and focus on what was happening because I was trying to, follow the scene. And some of the scenes were kind of interesting, like what's going on and what's this about. But anyway, I don't know if that's really a very decent review, you guys, but I did want to get it done. It's been hanging around waiting for me to do it. I mean, I create these little folders and I put pictures in and it's been there forever, for months it feels like. I think I started collecting the photos right after I had seen the film, and then it just took me forever to get around to it. So anyway, so that's my thoughts on this movie. If you guys have seen it, which, I don't know, I don't think it's probably not many people have seen it just because, it's not like it's on one of the high anticipated type of films out there. But if you've had a chance to see it, let me know what you think about it, your take on it. And maybe we can talk about it a little. Anyway, okay, well, I'm wrapping this one up for now. And I don't know if I've got another review in me tonight. So I've got an early day tomorrow. Maybe not. I'm going to wrap this up. Later, guys.